All right, so to keep it a buck, right? I was expecting this video to come out a lot sooner, and it finally came out. Terry finally made a response, or not a response, but like an entire exposal between Sahej and Kyokoji, right? And the entire argumentation can just be summed up to the fact that they knew about Juzo's age. I don't understand how that's much of what you can call an exposal, but I have the video pulled up right here. So, first of all, the title is called Juzo's Age Truth Has Been Hidden by Sahej and Kyokoji. Just straight up, right? Um, it's painted in a very specific picture, right? But let's go over the first couple screenshots. For a little bit of context, right here. So right here, he's straight talking about these six screenshots. How much information can you really provide with six screenshots? Not a lot, right? So if we go up a little, and yeah, right here, first screenshot, just out of the way. Sahej is straight up just calling Juzo a friend. Why is this so bad? If you don't remember, Juzo was caught up in pedophilic allegations. So if you're really associated with her, you're kind of seen in a lesser light, right? But does this mean Sahej knew everything? Well, in terms of what Teri is saying, yeah, he did, right? One of the arguments is Sahej had Juzo's TikTok. And in one of those TikToks, it showed the year that she was born, or what is insinuated, right? Juzo was 23 when she dated KK, so this would put her back in like 2001, which is what one of the TikToks say, but we'll just get that into a random post, right? So Sahej here is saying, I followed you on Instagram. Juzo said, which? And then Sahej posted his Instagram, which is private, by the way, so good job, Sahej, on that. Juzo asking how he got it, and Sahej saying they randomly found them on TikTok, right? Why does this matter? Because the TikTok in question is something along the line of what Teri posted right here. And as you can see, screenshots right here, right? Teri is saying that because they found this, they knew about Juzo's age, and correlating that Sahej understood that age gap and didn't say anything. Therefore, Sahej is defending Juzo, right? I don't believe so, as we can go back to the previous message, right? Sahej sent this message in February 11th, 2024, right? What does this have to do with anything? Well, if you can see in the bottom right corner, it says 2024 and what looks like either a 9 or an 8, right? So I kind of did my own digging, and with someone that knew of this TikTok account, they provided me a screenshot of it specifically saying that it came out 2024 September 27th, right? So this doesn't prove anything, as it shows that if they're trying to use this specific video to use anything against Sahej, right? As you can see, it says 2021, but the play button is covering it. It's timelines don't add up, right? Okay, but you can make an argument saying that how do we know that this is the specific video that Teri's talking about? Well, down in the comment section is how does Sahej know Juzo's age? The SS in the video I gave mentions Instagram and TikTok. And Juzo's TikTok, there's a video about 2001 question mark, which is literally her age. Timeline doesn't add up if Sahej messaged Juzo back in February, right? So if the video was posted in September, how would he have seen this back in February, right? I don't understand how Sahej would know about her age. Maybe he did, right? But in this specific scenario, Sahej is in the clear because none of this adds up together, right? Uh, a couple other points that Terry brought up was so on the day that Juzo got exposed, right? Terry asked Sahej, "Hey, can I ask you something?" Sahej being the kind of guy just to say, "Sure, why not?" Right? Terry says, "What's your relationship between you and Juzo? Do you know anything of her, and especially the relationship between her and KK, age, and then other stuff?" Right? Very straightforward question, right? But being intermixed with a lot of drama, a lot of stuff happening in the background, right? Sahej having an understanding of what may be going on, right? Who wants to jump and help out Terry. For those that do not know, Terry in their bio put that they wanted to end themselves. So in this situation, Sahej was like, whoa, 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 chill out, right? I don't want you to do anything irrational, specifically not wanting to end your life and wanting to offer a hand, right? Terry is trying to say that he was just ducking the entire question. Could be perceived that way, but from my perception, right, it's just a hedge wanting to be like, yo, dog, if you need anyone, I'm right here, right? And Terry's like, no, bro, don't read it. Answer my questions, right? At this time, Sahej probably has a lot going on in his mind, right? One of his friends, or someone he considered a friend, is being exposed. Um, and so there's probably like a lot of emotion, a lot of irrational thinking. And Sahej is probably trying to do his best, right? So he just says Juzo is a friend, right? Because he doesn't know what to think of the situation almost immediately. That's my thought process. And then Sahej or Terry then asks, "What about their age?" Right? And Sahej replies with, "Hmm." Right? Terry is using this argument of, "Hey, Sahej is actively trying to avoid my question, but with this specific moment, I don't think Sahej is trying to avoid trying to answer the question, but more of trying to ask like a clarification, right? It's in a sort of way that if a teacher asks you a question, let's say, "Hey, if you get two apples, or if you pick two apples from the apple tree, and then you get two more apples from your friend Jeremy, right? How many apples do you have?" And then you say, "Huh?" The teacher will get the reference of like, okay, let me rephrase the question real quick so they can better understand it, right? So he's just probably trying to put that situation into his hands, wanting to have more of a clarification in mind of what Terry is specifically asking for. This point right here is when Terry had access to Juzo's and KK's DMs, and Terry is trying to point a finger at Kyokoji and saying, "Ha, you called her sis, right? So that means you must know her age, right?" So as you can see right here, there's multiple messages of KK saying, calling Juzo sis, right? This point is fairly weak, and I don't understand what Terry's trying to point at here, right? Uh, Kyokoji is saying sis over and over again. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he knows her age, right? Even though KK probably does know her age, in this specific point, it doesn't necessarily point any fingers saying that KK does know her age. Point given, there's someone in PX named Leaf, right? Leaf Verde Light. You may know her on YouTube as Dark Pidgeotto, right? So in this specific scenario, a lot of people call her sis, right? Despite probably not knowing her age, people still regard to her as sis, right? So Desperados is here saying congrats sis after they pass an exam, right? Or here Monto Bay 69 saying it's Christmas collab with Big Sis, referring to a collaboration that they had with Leaf, specifically for a Christmas collab, right? And then right here, um, Leaf saying I'm literally sick, and someone saying, "I hope you get better, sis," right? This doesn't necessarily mean that every single one of these persons, or dog, that's not even a word. That doesn't necessarily mean that all of these people know her age, but they have some sort of connection to be like, oh, okay, we're close enough to say, "Oh yeah, what's good, sis?" Right? Like, dog, I'm pretty sure if you ask a guy saying, "Oh yeah, when is your best friend's birthday?" Right? I 9 times out of 10, they'll probably won't know their age off of their top of their head, right? So, what does this all mean entirely, right? This, to me, I don't think any of these points are valid. Maybe there is other evidence that Sahej or KK might know their age, right? But to me, none of this evidence definitively says, "Oh yeah, you know Juzo's age. You're defending Juzo." Plus, Sahej actively doesn't want to associate with this entire drama, right? Neither does KK, and that's why they haven't made any public announcement, right? I think this entire thing is stupid. I think Teri is dumb. Um, and yeah, I also have someone here, Aspect, to help give their thoughts. So, Aspect, you're free to speak. Hold up. Let's go. It's not capturing your voice. All right, one more time. One more time. Aspect. I apologize.
Hello,
There you
hello
go.
everyone. Aspect here, and thank you, Russ, for having me on this stage. And I have known this drama for like I think past few months, and this thing is pretty interesting. This Terry guy is like pretty interesting to me. I have even made a community post showing that how he will eventually come after me too. And in the video, which Russ even talked about and even gave his thoughts on it, and my thoughts are like pretty similar. But the thing is that the evidence, as Russ said, is not really enough. Things which Terry talked about could be like perceived in other ways, and is not really uh, a rock solid evidence to stating that yes, Kyokoji said this. He referred to her as cis. That literally can mean that he even thought that she was his age, or maybe even a bit lower, not really low, but a bit lower. So if he really in fact didn't know his age, if Terry wanted to prove that yes, Kyoko Josa H knew her age, so they must needed a better evidence than what he has showed right here. Plus the fact of Sahej even saying that you should not unalive yourself as per previous written in Terry's status that he will unalive himself, and Terry has even admitted on VC, and even I have heard the voice of taking a puff. He is I think, an active smoker or a vapor, so that's also not a good thing.
Yeah.
But
Continue, Aspect.
sorry, yeah, you can speak if you want.
So yeah, I personally don't believe that any of this evidence here is has enough of a foundation to be saying, "Oh yeah, these two people are guilty," right? I think that if there was a lot more evidence to solidify everything, right, then maybe you can make the argument. But to me, none of these argumentations have anything that is definitive, right? The TikTok thing clearly debunked. It was at different time frames. One screenshot was taken in February, and the other one was taken in May, and then finally the TikTok that was referenced in the video came out in September. So there's nothing foundational enough to say that Sahej is guilty nor KK is guilty.
Like in my opinion, that KK not really, being transparent about her age. Even let me be honest, I would have done the same. Even if I knew that she was around 23 or even 30, I'm thinking 30, I wouldn't have said anything, and I would have continued. Cause, bro, uh, I'm a MILF lover.
Okay,
Okay.
so thank you everyone for watching. Thank you Aspect for being
Wait,
here, for
wait.
giving a little piece of advice, right? A little bit of insight. You guys are welcome to come up with your own conclusions using the evidence that was provided, right? If you need
S-
any more background information, you guys can look at my previous video talking about the entire Juzo exposal, right? I hope you guys have a lovely day. Stay safe. These streets aren't safe. Have a good day, y'all.